Welcome back to another episode of Titan Sports, where we bring you the best coverage of Cal State Fullerton athletics. I'm Corey Johnson.
And I'm Rita LeBeau. Titans baseball hosted UC Irvine in the Battle of Orange County.
That's right, Fullerton dropped the first two games of the series and we're trying to avoid the sweep. Good thing for them, though, they are dominant when it comes to Sunday games. Let's head over to Goodwin Field, where Fullerton will look to try and avoid the sweep. We start things out in the bottom of the first inning. Fullerton getting their first lead of this series. Daniel Cope drives the ball to right center gap for a 2 RBI double in the bottom of the first. Way to go, Daniel Cope, the catcher coming up big. Jake Pavletich would send the ball to right field gap for a 2-out RBI double. Fullerton would extend their lead 3-0. Big time stuff there for the Titans. UCI would answer right back as John Jensen blasts a home run to right field to make it 3-1. What a home run for the Anteaters. Now in the sixth, with the game tied at 3, A.J. Curtis delivers a big RBI single, scoring in Daniel Cope to make this a 4-3 ball game. But in the top of the ninth, UCI's Jake Palmer grounds it to Brett Borgonia, who turns a 6-3 double play to end the ball game. Titans go on to win 4-3. They improve their record to 17-22 overall. Mitchell Berryhill would have another outstanding performance for the Titans this series, where he had 4 hits and now sits atop of the Big West Conference with a .442 batting average. The bullpen was also great once again this series for the Titans, as they would only give up 3 runs all series. Dylan Brown was strong out of the pen and with another dominant performance, improving his ERA to 1.48.
The Titans softball team took on UC Davis this weekend in a 3-game series. The game would be split. The Titans would win the first game 9-1 and lose the second game 2-1. Now let's see how the Titans did in that decisive game 3. The UC Davis Aggies hosted the CSUF Titans for a Big West showdown. We pick it up at the bottom of the first, where the runner would steal second, and with that high throw, Liz Rojas would come in to score. Davis would lead 1-0. Now in the bottom of the fourth, with the same score, Daisy Munoz would hit a 3-run home run to left field, her 6th home run of the season, giving the Titans the lead 3-1. In the bottom of the fifth, with the Titans looking for insurance runs, Ari Williams would single to the left field, scoring 2 on the play and putting the Titans up 5-1. In the bottom of the seventh, with Fullerton looking to close it out, Ari Williams makes that great play in center field to win Game 3, 5-1, and take the series. With that win in Game 3, the Titans remained first place in the Big West with a conference record of 12-3 and an overall record of 32-16.
The Titan tennis team headed down to Indian Wells for the Big West tournament, where they entered as a number 2 seed. They beat CSUN 4-3 in round 1, and this is what Coach Diane Matias had to say after their victory.
We knew it was going to come down to the wire. It was going to take a couple 3-setters, and I had a feeling it was going to be the top of the lineup and the doubles team, and I was very confident having Carla be the last match. She thrives under that kind of pressure. So, we're glad to advance today, and we just got to recover really quick. It's going to be a quick turnaround, and we got to get ready for Long Beach.
They would advance to their 3rd straight semifinal, where they fell to Long Beach 4-1. The Titans end their season with a record of 15-6, with their 2nd fewest amount of losses in program history.
So many big things happened this past weekend with our favorite superheroes. However, it was the NFL that certainly gave us a lot to talk about.
That's true. And for more on this, we now send it over to Brandy with this week's What the Tusk.
What the Tusk is up, Titans? It's your girl B, and I am going solo artist today because little Miss Aisling didn't make it out of bed after this weekend. She saw Avengers Endgame on Friday, and yesterday Game of Thrones literally made her so sick she couldn't make it in today. But that's okay, I can do this all by myself, no problem, right? Well, we'll see. So to start off, the draft just happened, and of course there were a lot of your obvious picks, and you're, wow, didn't see that coming. Well, not for me. I knew the Giants were going to pick Daniel Jones. But the craziest things that happened on the draft might have just flown under your radar. To begin, let's start off with Pat McAfee roasting the Titans in Tennessee as he was announcing the pick for the Indianapolis Colts. It was amazing. Take a look for yourself.
He's man of America. Nashville. I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter, and there's no reason for me to talk about that. With that being said, We did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin.
Now, I think it was very tastefully done, and it reminded me that the Colts were still a relevant team in the NFL. It was almost just as good as when David Aker announced the pick for the Eagles last year in Dallas. Now, I'm not going to play that clip again, but as a diehard Cowboy fan, I got to give credit where credit's due, you know? Now, moving on to the second best thing that happened in the draft, and that was this interview of the New York Jets' newly drafted Quinnen Williams.
The hard work, the dedication, the different character things. Listen, thank you that I got here, so
Now, I can't tell if this is wholesome or if it's cocky because he blessed and thanked himself. I mean, look, either way, I like the confidence he has, but it also shows that he doesn't trust anyone, not even to say bless you to him. So gather from that what you will. Oh, man, I really wish Ashley was here for this segment. I think you guys are going to know what I'm going to talk about. Men are trash. So today we're looking at Tyreek Hill and the ongoing investigation where he is being accused of physically abusing his son. Now, this could possibly cause him to be put on the exempt list this week. An audio tape recently surfaced where he talks about physically abusing his son, even mentioning breaking his arm. In that audio, he also tells his fiancée that she should be, quote, terrified of him too. Bleep, end quote. Ladies and gentlemen, men are trash. And we'll see how this investigation pans out, see what happens. But after that audio tape, which aired on the news first, by the way, I think he is donezo, to say the least. Now, let's move on to something that is a little bit lighter and someone who is actually supportive of his son. Now, what you're about to see is the cutest video of all-time Dodgers pitcher Clayton Kershaw's son, narrated by me, so here we go. Okay, so he's in his stance, he's ready to go, but he's gonna turn around, check his bases to make sure none of those guys are running, then he's gonna get set with a giant cute smile on his face and little blue shoes, stretches over just like dad, and boom. All right, so the last thing I'm going to finish with is actually a shout out to our very own Cal State Fullerton softball team. So basically, it's a newer trend for softball players that I have personally seen on Twitter to coordinate a dance with each other and then they post it on social media in hopes it goes viral. Now, two of our very own Titans, Samantha Kennedy and Kiana Parrish, decided to do just that, and it was awesome. Take a look. So I do have some disappointing news for you guys. Before Aisling told me she couldn't make it in today, we actually had a little dance planned for you guys, but I refuse to do it by myself, so I propose that we make Aisling do the dance next time by herself as punishment for leaving me and being fake. I mean, come on, girl, use your antibodies. I know you're little, but come on, tiny but mighty? I don't know. All right, well, that is all I have for you guys today. Make sure you're keeping up with what the tusk is going on, Titans. Now it's time to find out what you've been slacking on with in case you missed it.
Thanks, guys. I'm Alex Lustig, and if you missed any action last week, I got you covered right here on In Case You Missed It. Starting on the diamond where the baseball team lost to top-ranked UCLA in a midweek game, 8-3. Now running over to track and field, Fullerton performed well at the Steve Scott Invitational. The men's team placed second in the 4x100-meter relay, while the women placed in fourth. Diego Corbis finished third overall in the 400-meter hurdles after posting a season-best 52:30. At one point, I ran track myself. The only running I currently do is to my car or my bed when I get home. Heading over to the green, the men's golf team began the Big West Championship in Hawaii as the #1 seed. The tournament will conclude tomorrow. We'll have the results on our social media platforms. Well, that's all we have from this past week's games. Let's toss over to Mariah with the upcoming games on Titan Timeline. Mariah?
Thanks, Alex, and welcome everyone to this week's edition of Titan Timeline, where we give you a rundown on all of the upcoming Titan sporting events. I'm Mariah Ross. Starting things off on the diamond, the baseball team is headed to UC Irvine to play in a non-conference game on the 30th. But these Titans won't be gone too long as they head back to Goodwin Field May 3rd through May 5th to face UC Davis for another conference series. Pitching it over to softball, where they will be taking on Cal Poly here at home in a doubleheader May 4th, and they will close up the series Sunday, May 5th. And finally, racing over to Santa Barbara, where the Titans track and field will complete in Big West combined events May 3rd and 4th. That's all we have for this week on Titan Timeline. Let's send it back over to Corey and Rita at the desk.
Well, folks, that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode.
You can watch our past episodes and game highlight packages on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CSUF Titan Sports. and like us on Facebook to stay connected with us.
On behalf of all of us here at Titan Sports, I'm Corey Johnson.
And I'm Rita LeBeau. Remember to keep those tusks up, Titans, and we'll see you next week.